Hey, y'all, we'll tune in for another episode of Bankedoutt Radio Show. This is a special platform, Bankedoutt Ballot, where we talk to candidates, politicians, elected officials, everything that has to deal with politics. And we have on the show today Desmond Brown, who is running for chair of Macon Water Authority. Now, he did serve as, I guess,
District 2 board member.
That's why I was going to sit there. I was thinking of which district it was. District 2 board member. There's one. I love the fact that I wanted to say this. I love how you campaign, right? You use your personality, but you're also informing exactly the whistleblower, the people at large, because I started this particular platform of Bankedoutt Ballot because I feel that when it comes to local politics, people are not as interested as they should be because of how murky it can be, and they just don't understand how everything works.
Right.
So there's this misconceptions, there's misinformation, and then you have people putting out wrong information. So right. I think people have this voter apathy that they go into, and I wanted to create a platform where it's transparent, where people can understand, they can learn, they can be properly educated, so therefore they can make decisions they need to at the ballot.
At the ballot, absolutely.
So I want to get into one. You served and you have history of being on the board, which is fantastic. That's what we need. Now you're running for actual commissioner.
Yeah,
chairman of the board.
Yes.
And you have your opponent who is, I guess he's an incumbent, correct?
Yes.
I want to start this off because I saw the video that 13 WMAZ did. I think it was like last year or so, or the year before, whatever, where they had did the video, but the way that they did it, in my eyes, didn't seem like it was fair journalism, the way that it was painted.
Yes. So
he's been quoted as you're running the business and not a legislative body, and that, sir, stewards and trustees of the resource that we have. Now, I understand what he's saying, but
it's banana news.
My document right here, because I got like 6 pages.
Yeah, it's banana news, and I have to chime in on it.
I get what he's saying about that, but the Macon Water Authority, from my research, is a public company.
Yes.
Meaning that, yes, it doesn't make laws, but it does have policies.
Yes.
It does, have its own budget. And there are, 5 elected officials to serve on the board, with 2 of them appointed by the county as well.
That's correct.
Is that a correct, assumption of what Macon Water Authority is?
That's correct. We are a political subdivision created by the Georgia General Assembly. We pass policy, but we also have the opportunity, just like any other municipal government body, we can do eminent domain.
Yes.
Right, which means we can take your property. We can tax. We can put tax liens on your property for bills. So this notion of trying to give the banana news that we're a private company, that is not true. As elected officials on the board of the Macon Water Authority, we deal in policy. We pass policies. We have elections. We take the same oath as the governor of the state of Georgia. The same oath that the mayor of Macon County takes. We say the same oath.
Okay, so I wanted to clear it up because I just didn't like the way it was painted, and then I didn't like the fact that how they put your allegations in there, and then those allegations were proved not to be. There was not enough evidence. Well, not enough evidence. It was just insufficient.
It was, yes.
So
that was
to me. It didn't even warrant putting that information in there.
Right.
And then I also want to ask: did they reach out to you for coverage and for you to provide your viewpoint on why you're running and what you can do?
Oh my God. Back in 2022, when they was putting out all that banana news, they
Mhm.
reached out to me. I filled out the forms and it
Mhm.
didn't matter. They were just bent on painting the narrative of what they wanted.
Mhm.
And so I stopped talking to them altogether
Yeah.
because I'm not going to continue to fuel the fire that I know is defamatory.
Mhm.
I was never arrested,
Mhm.
never charged.
Mhm.
It was just lies made up because
Yeah.
I was running for chairman back in 2022. And even now, as of yesterday, my opponent is doing it again. He's sending
Mhm.
out the lies. And it's crazy because 13 just did a news briefing that you're talking about that says the DA stated as of April of 2025,
Mhm.
this was over.
Yes.
So for you to send out those mailers, that was just willful intent on your part. You're scared. You're scared because I'm gonna blow the whistle on you as soon as I take office in 2027 about the
Yeah.
misuse of the purchase cars, about the lies that have been
Mhm.
told to the public, about the lack of transparency in you all blocking the social media live stream on Facebook. It's
Mm.
just so much that I have to share that I'm gonna blow the whistle on.
Yeah, and that, I saw on the panel that I shared that I like what LJ and Elaine Lucas and I don't know the other
Tia,
lady's name,
Tia.
Tia. They had shared and did it, and I've always advocated for platforms to use your platform in a manner to where it would help with situations like this because it invites candidates to come on
Yes.
and talk about issues in, like I said, being transparent because I feel that, what I'm saying, when people pay their water bills, especially it being a public matter,
Yes.
things need to be upfront. Accounting needs to be accounted for. When situations arise, like, I'm saying, the huge development project that's needed for the infrastructure of the sewage and the pipes and all that. It needs to be discussed and it needs to be explained to people. So, like I said, in my research I've done, basically Macon Water Authority is in this position where they feel like the rates need to be raised in order to cover this massive project to, provide for the citizens and the businesses in the county. Um, But the way that we arrived at this problem was basically, from my understanding in the research, the county was responsible for maintenance.
Of the stormwater. Yes.
Exactly. And then in 2020, going into 2021, it was handed off
Yeah.
to Macon Water Authority
That's right.
and basically got the short end of the stick.
Yes.
And when you look at how the county commissioners at that time voted, it was like 8-1 with Bibbins being the only person who said no. You know what I'm saying? We're falling here on short on responsibility. And then also the people leading Macon Water Authority at that time as well, inheriting something like that, not wanting to raise rates because they didn't want the public backlash. But I think it was just a rushed process.
Yeah.
If this system had already got to the point to where it needed major infrastructure improvements, that should have been a discussion and what a comprehensive plan would look like going forward.
It was
Like,
a discussion. It had been discussed, even to the tune of being fined $1 million or so dollars by the Environmental Protection Agency.
yeah, I saw those too. Yeah.
You saw that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this was automatically being discussed. The reality of it is that the Macon Water Authority is the best entity to deal with this solution to storm.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other entity, not even in the public works of Macon County. We are the proper entity that should have stormwater. So let me just put
Mm-hmm.
that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But before we come in and start raising rates, we have to first there's this thing in technology that we call we're in beta.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're in beta, we're testing the algorithm of a platform to see whether or not this is going to work, and we tweak it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the introduction of the 499 stormwater fee uh, for the past 3 or 4 years, I consider that beta.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm finding out is the Macon Water Authority has not been properly billing all
Mm-hmm.
entities. That's just factual.
Yeah, I
Uh,
saw that.
you can go back to last year when a board member was just he was angry because he paid his 499, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody else is not paying their fair share. See, we get that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're talking about raising rates, but you're not properly collecting.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about raising rates, but the quality of the water have plummeted. We
Mm-hmm.
were under the plant director of Gary McCoy. We were the best tasting drinking water in the state of Georgia,
Yeah, I saw the
best tasting
awards
drinking
back in
water
the day. Yes.
in the nation. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we hands down. But under my opponent's leadership,
Mm-hmm.
we have failed miserably.
Yes.
The facts are the facts. You can verify it. And so, what I want to bring as the chairman elect is one, I want to get us back to that standard of having the best tasting drinking water in America, the best
Mm-hmm.
tasting drinking water, not just in our district, but in the whole state of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I want to bring more transparency. As you recall, I was the vice chair of finance last
Mm-hmm.
year before I stepped down to run for chairman. I was the only member on the finance committee that asked for open transparency of a financial audit investigation to the purchase cars abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And my opponent, along with every other member on the finance committee, I
Mm-hmm.
want your listeners to understand this. They voted it down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know why they voted it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It wouldn't have went well for them. And
Mm-hmm.
they knew I know this. And so that's why the only way you all are going to see the truth is that you have to disregard the banana news that my opponent is putting out about me and rely on the fact that, hey, he's trying to distract us because Desmond is going to what? Blow the whistle
Mm-hmm.
and show you guys so much that I can show as chairman. So the stormwater issue can be fixed, but it
Mm-hmm.
has to take time. I am not for the church, as you saw my platform, the houses of worship that are true 501c3 organization.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they give they do book back to school book bag giveaways, vacation Bible school, scholarships
Mm-hmm.
for kids that they can give. I mean, not just one denomination, but I've seen it throughout all denominations. They do this.
Mm-hmm.
And when you and one of the churches that I love to use, if you're in East Macon, is St. Paul AME Church, how
Mm-hmm.
they went from a small uh property and they bought land and they built this huge, wonderful, beautiful complex. None of the ratepayers' funds went into the development of the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
the storm water, culvert pipes installed, the storm drainage, the catch bases, none of that. They paid for that themselves. Let's
Mm-hmm.
take in District 2, historic Vineville Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
They moved out on Zebulon Road, later
Mm-hmm.
became Northway Baptist Church. You
Mm-hmm.
see that beautiful, beautiful sanctuary that they built out there on that nice corner lot.
Mm-hmm.
None of the ratepayers' money went into the development of that establishment. And yet they paid for all that asphalt, the curbings, the retention pond that has that beautiful fountain out there. How dare we charge them? Why? They're not a for-profit entity.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, Home Depot, Kroger's, it's what they can handle it and not even feel it in their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's unfair to charge the houses of worship in making Bibb County stormwater. And that would be something that I take lead as soon as I'm sworn in as chairman. Another issue I'm having is
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with paying $4.99. I live in Cherokee Heights neighborhood in District 2. We
Mm-hmm.
have curbs and sidewalks, catch basins, trunk lines. We have stormwater infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
But I have an issue with the resident in Lake Wildwood, the resident out in La Zella, the resident out in East Macon, Lake Airhead, the resident out in Barrington Hall, the resident.
Hmm.
If you do not have curbing with stormwater grates or catch basins that channel an infrastructure to direct stormwater, a ditch on the side of the road that God Himself, nature will form just by gravity, it'll form a ditch on the side of the road.
Hmm.
There are subdivisions that don't even have culvert pipes. They don't have infrastructure. Why are you charging them $4.99? That's not right. And what we should do is develop a plan, and that's what I'm going to do as chairman elect, is develop a plan to get these residents in Lizella, Lake Arrowhead, Lake Wildwood, and so forth, suburban South Bibb,
Hmm.
true stormwater infrastructure, so that now you can pay the $4.99 and see the product. You go to the grocery store, you buy a gallon of milk, you leave with the gallon of milk.
Yeah.
You know, you pay Georgia Power for light, you hit the switch, you see the light. You pay for internet service from your internet service provider, you receive it. There's no stormwater infrastructure throughout all of Macon Bibb, and to me, it's wrong. In my
Mhm.
opinion, it needs to stop.
So, as the elected chairman and helping with coming up with these plans, how can you ensure that what I'm saying these plans are actually going to take place? Because I'm like, y'all are a body, and then you also have to deal with the executive side of Macon Water Authority.
Thank you for the question. If I may, I am
Mm-hmm.
sharing on social media because you need four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I said on the show yesterday, and thank goodness for the question. I'm going to say it again. Voters are making Bibb County. I want you to hear me good. Yes, I have a great track record in getting things done in District 2. We don't have flooding in Westgate, Bloomfield like we did. We don't have flooding in the Rocky Creek areas. We don't have flooding over there on Dannenberg like we used to. By me blowing the whistle, Macon Water Authority, Stormwater, and Sewer team have gotten out here and we have made a great difference. You see the before and after pictures of the
Mm-hmm.
catch basin damage. Then after I blow the whistle, it's repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hear me when I say this. If Desmond Brown wins and I don't get a Michael McKeever for District 4 to win along with Ronaldo Scott for District 2, forget it. Your bills are not going to go down. You're not going to be able to come to the public meetings and speak and be helped best as possible because the current makeup of the board must change. That's the message on your show today.
Mm-hmm.
No one board member can make promises and get it done by themselves. You have to have a majority. And with me as chair, with Ronaldo Scott, because she has already been a avid worker in District 2. She's been visible. Michael McKeever, he ran against Bill Howell for that seat in 2024. He also ran for school board. He is an avid, visible person in his district out there in South Bibb.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have my friend, my partner, Elaine Lucas, already there. That's four. Together, the four of us can now get things done because we're showing you. You've already seen me and Elaine Lucas have stuck together and spoke out for the ratepayers.
Mm-hmm.
And with Ronaldo Scott and Michael McKeever coming on board, they will do the same, and we could bring some relief to the ratepayers with these fees from the Macon Water Authority. You know, that's just we got to take a look at those fees. We got to take a look at how we're going to raise future money to improve the infrastructure. Because don't you all be afraid now. Macon has been around for over 200 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've had sewer lines that was made out of oak tree logs. If you don't believe me, come to the Macon Water Authority meeting. We got it out on display. Back in the old days, they hollowed out oak trees and made pipes out of them before we came up with terracotta pipes. So keep in mind, although we have a failing infrastructure, there's no need to increase the rates on the backs of the ratepayers that are residential uh, who live in Macon Bibb County. until we start properly collecting stormwater and properly billing commercial enterprises first. Then there has been a proposal by Senator David Lucas
Mhm.
that people need to understand is not a tax, because you can't have the most tax and rate increases.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that.
No, 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 no. Once we have the most tax,
Hmm.
that penny sales tax,
Hmm.
then as chairman, we're gonna do away with. I mean, we can lower the rates. The stormwater, all of that can be included in that. And let me tell you, you don't, even if you bought 100 items a month and add 1 cent onto it, does not compare to $200, $100 water bill, and it's just two people in the house.
Hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, definitely. So you're in favor of the most being implemented, and using that revenue source to help offset the cost. That way, it won't be passed on to the water ratepayers.
Absolutely, because think about this. We'll vote to go back to the rates of what we had back in 2023.
Hmm.
And that alone will bring relief to the ratepayers and Macon bill. And then people, they can control what they spend at the grocery store.
Hmm.
If they just want to go and buy milk and loaf of bread only,
Hmm.
okay, that's 2 cents. But what they can't do is deny the fact that we have the Cherry Blossom Festival, we have the Christmas parades, we have all kind of conventions at the Centralplex that bring in revenue from hotel and travelers that come to Macon. They do a
Hmm.
great job with marketing Macon Bill. Not
Hmm.
to mention, because we are the heart of Georgia,
Hmm.
for there's no Walmart in Jones County.
Hmm.
Everybody from Jones County come to the Great Highway Walmart. There's no Walmart in Crawford County. Here they
Hmm.
come to Macon,
Hmm.
Squeeze County. No Walmart. They come right on down, right on over on I-16 to shop here with us. That's the logical way. And now in time,
Hmm.
we fix things. But to put and increase the rates so that we can qualify to borrow money and bonds only because the project won't be finished probably in 5, 10 years, that's not right. That's not
I was sitting there, and I like the fact that the way that policy happens in, excuse me,
yes.
you're not like most people where they want to, like you said, increase the rates. You're open for alternative ways of revenue sources coming in, like the most, which I agree is just like the SPOS tax.
Yes.
The penny sale in what I saw that I think it was a Georgia Tech study done that 72% of that money comes from people passing through the area anyway and buying and consuming, stuff where that penny is then sent to the Georgia Department of Revenue, and then that information is collected and money is sent monthly to Macon County to disperse for the projects that they allocated for. I was sitting there looking at other opportunities where it says regional growth, where providing water services to the surrounding counties like Jones, Monroe, and Byron. Would that be a feasible plan as well, or an alternative to look in?
Yes, because I mean, again, you get a water bill for $200, you have no choice but to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can decide if you want to spend $200 in groceries next month,
Mm-hmm.
because families now are coming together Sunday dinners. They're not, I mean, people are doing it. They're doing some creative ways to trim on what their outgoing expenses are. But when you get fee and another fee from the Macon Water Authority on top of water usage,
Mm-hmm.
and now your bill is $100, $80, you can't control it. You have to pay it, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't control what you spend. Now, in terms of Jones County, Monroe County, even Peach County, we're giving money, we're giving water, excuse me, to Juliet, Georgia right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are some, if you're out there around Camp Hope area, I believe they're getting some of our water because Jones County, Bibb County line is all zigzag if they're not
Mm-hmm.
on wells. We're handling the waste from Byron, Georgia, right now. So the Macon Water Authority, if you're talking about the capacity to sell water to other municipalities their community, we can supply the water. Um,
Yeah.
the sewage is a whole nother issue. Now we can't handle everybody raw sewage, but
Yeah.
as far as selling water, we can handle the water part, which is a
Hmm.
great point you bring up because what does that does? It's called the law of large numbers in the
Hmm.
insurance industry. And the more people you have off of this system that's paying for it, then we can decrease the rate in terms of what it costs. I mean, because we're not in this to gouge our ratepayers. We
Hmm.
just want to, as long as we take in the revenue to sustain good, clean, safe water, good
Hmm.
quality sanitation of your sewer lines, and maintaining the infrastructure of stormwater, it's a good day. We're
Hmm.
not down there to run it like a company to where
Yeah.
we got to increase our 10K
Yeah.
at the end of to show to the shareholders. That's not what it's all about. At the end of the day, if we take in 30 million and it costs us 29 million and everybody's happy, great.
Yeah.
We don't have to go and just keep gouging the ratepayers like that. So that's the difference what you would have with an with a chairman, Desmond Brown, once I'm elected.
But we'll get into what has been your experience as far as why people participate in local politics and elections and why not? Why do they not participate?
Well, the streets be talking.
Hmm.
When they see elections take place and they see signs of this candidate being torn down.
Hmm.
And for example, in 2024, you remember um, it was during the election of 2024 where there was a big issue with the tampering with candidates' signs.
Hmm.
And I did a video and blew the whistle where they was at. It was the county picking them up. Um, but then later on in November of 2024, when we had the presidential race, no signs was bothered. When people see the disparate treatment
Hmm.
and they speak out about it, but nothing is done, they say the heck with it.
Hmm.
That's what I've been getting from them because they feel betrayed.
Hmm.
Um, they feel betrayed because there are people in power in this very community from all parties
Hmm.
where they all turn and look away. But before they got to that point of turning and looking away, they were the most vocal people in Macon Bibb County.
Hmm.
They were civil rights activists. They was fighting for equity, balance, fair play. They was out here locking arms together. There's been a disconnection since I'll say the days of once Bill Clinton got in office.
Hmm.
I feel like we got lax in Macon Bibb County.
Hmm.
We got comfortable because they passed the Voters' Right Act, they passed the Civil Rights Act, they passed these acts, and off of the backs of people like Hosea Williams, John Lewis, Martin Luther King, and on and so forth. And
Hmm.
so, whew, we made it. But that's where we went wrong at. You did not, you did not identify people like a Desmond Brown to say, okay, I'm going to pass the torch to you. People like Donis Bryant, I'm going to pass the torch on to you.
Hmm.
You didn't identify people that have shown that once they're in office, they speak out.
Hmm.
That's the gap. And the people in the streets see it. You can call them thoughts, you can call them thugs. They might not have college degrees and all of that stuff, but they are registered voters.
Hmm.
And we need the streets to start back voting. but you got to give them a reason to vote. And the first reason is your water bill listing. And I think people are getting the message about that now because from what I'm finding out, we're having some good people. We're having some people showing up now during this election
Mhm.
versus the earlier when we had with the District 5 race.
Mhm.
So if we keep this momentum going, then that's all I can ask for. But now, why people are stepping up to the plate to run? And let me answer that part.
Mhm.
Because at some point, someone has to.
Mhm.
If you're scared, that's fine. Say you're scared. To be in politics, sir, you have to have thick skin,
Mhm.
and you have to be able to take it. Take it. That's what they're gonna do. But you got to stay focused on the apple, and that's why I call it banana news media.
Mhm.
Banana, banana, banana. It's an apple. Banana, banana, banana.
Mhm.
No, it's an apple. It
Yeah.
feels like an apple. It looks like it's white on the inside when you peel it, but no, that's a daggone apple. It's not a banana. The truth
Mhm.
is, you guys are down here. You're doing wrong. And when Chairman Hart asked for the DA to get involved, well, enters the judge to stop it. Where was this judge to stop the investigation on me?
Mhm.
That ultimately, as you all see, I was saying it then, it's all lies. But where was that at? They didn't pay for my legal fees. They got their fees paid for, which I've never got a choice. But that's another conversation, right? So I'm not gonna back down. And
Mhm.
what I'm finding out is that when one stand, then another see Desmond Brown standing, and then here we have
Mhm.
more coming to the plate.
Mhm.
We're not going anywhere. What difference do it make? We're not going anywhere. To leave Macon and go to Chicago, Atlanta, out Midwest, they got the same stuff going on. I'm born and
Mhm.
raised here. I'm at home. Get
Mhm.
over it. So let's work together because we have to. Because just like this is you all's home, the status quo, these are we this is our home. And so that's why I'm running. Because the days of when I was coming up, I had an Albert Billington.
Mhm.
I had a Sam Hart. I had a Daddy Beagle,
Mhm.
a Senator David Lucas. I had a Javis Lucas Sr. See, I had people. Some of them have been going on to glory now, and some of them have retired.
Mhm.
It's time for people in Macon Bill to not wait until 2028. Y'all need to be deciding now who's going to run for mayor, who's going to run for this, who's going to run for that. And let's have the conversation now because somebody must do it. And
Mhm.
that's why you have people stepping up to the plate now. People like a Ronaldo Scott and Michael McKeever stepping up to the plate now
Mhm.
because, hey, it's time. The time is now.
So I want to ask you a question. You're endorsing your fellow candidates, and you're all basically like being presented on one ticket. What do you feel that they have over their opponents that are running for representation in their district as well,
Oh,
compared
my
to
goodness.
what they're doing?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the question. When it comes to, I'll start with District 2. When it comes
Mm-hmm.
to Ronaldo Scott, she didn't just hit the scene with dealing with helping people pay light bills and I mean and water bills and things like that. Like she has a track record of helping people in this very county, all over the county, find housing, um, uh, light bill through various organizations, and even water bills getting paid. This
Mm-hmm.
is nothing new for her. With her being the newly elected president of the Democratic Party of Middle Georgia, which
Mm-hmm.
I've heard little from. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2020, never heard nothing from the Democratic Party in terms of them reaching out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard nothing from the Macon Bill Democratic Party in terms of them showing up to the Macon Water Authority board meetings
Mm-hmm.
until she got elected Here come Miss Schneider. Here come Julia. Here come
Mhm.
Ronaldo. Here come
Mhm.
Carrie. Here come the cavalry.
Mhm.
I was so excited about it. That's why I support her. Because before anybody knew I was going to step down, I look at people that showed up.
Mhm.
Michael McKeever came back in 2024. He showed up to me. And now that's a great segue to Michael McKeever. His experience in finance and accounting.
Mhm.
You heard him last night. He ain't playing. He
Mhm.
knows how he understands finance. He
Mhm.
understands accounting.
Now, which you need someone like that,
Shit.
because, like I tell people, yes, the Macon Water Authority is a public company, and you need people on boards that know how to look for in reports and know how to analyze that information.
That's it.
I did an interview with a councilwoman in Jonesboro, and we were actually talking about the budget of Jonesboro, and you have to understand where money is being spent, how money is earmarked
That's right.
for projects,
Liability. That's
uh-huh,
correct.
which brings me to the fact that Macon Water Authority is supposed to receive 70 something $million from Macon Bibb County because of the splosh being increased. And I'm like, I understand that, I'm saying, in order to get a huge payout, you got to collect, I'm saying, the money, you want to collect more and all that. I didn't like a response by the mayor saying that, the Macon Water Authority is responsible for its own debt, even though I know the administration did not receive the problem. But in the same hand, you're all in the same spot. You're all using the same resource. So I'm like, I just have mixed feelings about that. I don't like that. And yes, just because your administration did not hand it off does not mean that you can't help making the problem help with the solution. I'm not saying you gotta, what I'm saying, do it all at one time or whatever. But
Right.
you could do more. You don't have to, what I'm saying, focus on just the jail and public safety or roads so much to where, oh, well, that's y'all's problem. You got to deal with it because at the same time, like, the county still owe Macon Water Authority money.
That's
So
and that's the punchline right there.
yeah, I'm like, come on.
Yes.
I'm like, what is it's just like all this internal infighting.
It
That's
has to be done away with. And I'm going to do a post, and you stay tuned,
mm-hmm,
where I'm going to show you how the state capitol, the Board of Education, and
mm-hmm,
the Macon Water Authority are tied together with this one whistleblower video. Stay tuned.
mm-hmm,
It's going to rock your world because we're all, like it or not, we're all woven, as you're saying.
mm-hmm,
We you can't have a Macon Bibb County if you
mm-hmm,
don't have the Macon Water Authority. You can't have a
mm-hmm,
Macon Bibb County if you don't have the Macon Bibb County Commissioner to handle the governance side. You can't have a Macon Bibb County if you don't have the Board of Education to handle the education side. You see,
mm-hmm,
you got to have we work together, and then you can't have a Macon Bibb County without representation in the General Assembly.
mm-hmm.
We all work together. And that's the attitude that you must have in leadership. The minute one bad apple does not want to work well with the other members, I have a history, a track record of being out in Lizella, of being out in Lake Wildwood. You guys see Desmond Brown shows up. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what your party affiliation. That's why I love this position of nonpartisan race,
Mm-hmm.
because I have all parties vote for me. You don't get elected in 2020 and keep winning by just one party.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way on the Water Authority. On the ballot of May 19th, I'll be on the Republican ballot as well as the Democratic ballot. And
Mm-hmm.
thank goodness for that. Because that way no party can take credit for my wins. I represent everybody in Macon Bibb County, And I have shown up for everybody in Macon County. And that's what I stand on. That's the record.
So let's say you get elected, you win, but you split with District 2 and District what is it 4 as far as who you want to come in.
I can't make no promises. And here's why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, we have 4 people in the District 2 race. 4. If they done anything, if they showed up to a water board meeting, then do your research.
Mm-hmm.
We have that's running against the incumbent in District 4, 2 people. Now I've been there. If they done anything, if they spoken out, if they showed up, then do your research, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. I know people are being placed in this water authority race.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. And just like my opponent and the others who have an agenda not to do right by the ratepayers,
Mm-hmm.
they have an agenda that you all see. I can't predict what the others will do. I
Mm-hmm.
can't predict what they will agree to. I have not met and spoke with any of them. But the 2 that I'm putting my money where my mouth is on,
Mm-hmm.
because I've watched them over the years.
Yeah.
I spoke with them, I talked with them, and these people, I vouch for them any day, that once they're elected, they're not going to look the other way. Their goal is to lower the rates. Their goal is to allow the ratepayers to come in to the meetings and voice your concern, and together we work on the best possible solutions to
Mm-hmm.
that ratepayers issue. But for them to come there and they speak and all they hear is crickets,
Mm-hmm.
we're told we can't respond. We're told we can't say nothing. That's wrong.
Yeah.
They put us there. These same people coming down there, voicing their opinions at the public meeting that's going to take place today at 4 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
should have a right to speak and a right to say, help, your customer service, I feel, is being disrespectful. Help, your sewer people came out there and tore up my property and left it in disarray. Look, help. That's what you'll get with electing a Desmond Brown as chairman, a Michael McKeever in Macon Water Authority District 4, and a Ronaldo Scott in Macon Water Authority District 2. That I can stand on. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't, if Desmond Brown win and one of them don't win, you can't expect rates to decrease. I'm sorry. You can't hold me to nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
can't expect for rates to not increase, because we will not have the majority, because you must have.
That's 4 out of 7. Did okay, so when I was researching as far as like all the board members, and saw that of course 5 of them are elected, 2 of them are appointed, and then 2 of them being county commissioners. I have a problem with that, even though it's legal. I looked it up; it's legal. I have a
Yeah.
problem with it being whether or not it's ethical and presents a conflict of interest because, like we mentioned earlier, or I mentioned earlier, you can't be the debt collector and the creditor when it comes to Macon Bibb County and Macon Water Authority.
I love that. May I use that?
Yeah, go ahead, use it. You can't
You
because
can't.
like
Oh my God.
you
And
can't be
that's
the
serious.
yes. I take issue with that. Just like I took issue when Kemp was Secretary of State and ran for the governor because you're over the Board of Elections.
Oh my God. Thank you for bringing it up. That's why when people say I stepped down, hey, I qualified to run for chairman.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying I stepped down. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because I can't find it nowhere where if I qualified that I vacated my seat. I can't find it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
state representatives, I found theirs, but it doesn't say water board members. It doesn't say the
Mm-hmm.
water authority. Now, I found those. So either way, my heart is in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you step down and do what's right for the people. Now, getting back to the two members that's sitting on there. When Macon Bibb County consolidated,
Mm-hmm.
to me that was an errors and omission and oversight that happened, that took place.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of it was one from the city of Macon, one from the county of Bibb, because from my understanding at that time they were giving money to the Macon Water Authority.
Mm-hmm.
When that charter changed, there should have one at least should have been removed because we're no longer two bodies, we're one. We're Macon Bibb County now. We're not a city, we're not a county commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
we're one. So at least one got to go. But I have an issue with the one stand too. And here's why. Mayor Pro Tem Valerie Wynn lives in uh, District 3. The people of District 3 of the Macon Water Authority elected a board member.
I gotta quit. Let me. I thought she representative of District One.
See, thank you. See how confusing that can get? She's
How
the
was she?
she's the District 1 representative of the county commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
but she is not the representative of Macon Water Authority District 3. She's not. And so when you have an issue, you're usurping the people's choice of that board member in Macon Water Authority District 3. They voted for him. You take your issues to him. You shouldn't have to, you're double dipping. Same thing with Bill Howell.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Macon Water Authority District 1. That's the people elected that board member to represent them on Macon Water Authority District 1. You take your issues to her. And when you have trash issues, when you have other kind of ordinance stuff, that's when you call Bill Howell out there. And when you have trash issues and ordinance issues in District 1 on the county commissioner, that's when you call Valerie Wynn. It's not fair that there are two representation in District 1 and District 3, and District 1 and District 7, I believe, Bill Howell district.
Yeah, I
That's
think seven. Yeah.
yeah, that's two representation. It is unnecessary. Now, this is a great segue into Senator Lucas' proposal, which I support too,
Mm-hmm.
because I had in District 2, I represented almost 40,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. We cover a lot of territory, but I showed up for them every time. But needless to say, there's room to do away with those two commissioners and we get two more elected members to the Macon Water Authority, and then having one chairman that's countywide to make the 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have the 4. You will add 2, so you have 6 districts with the chair being countywide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for that, and I'll tell you why. People that are elected to the Macon Water Authority, their first priority should be Macon Water Authority business only.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You have a conflict of interest, or you have a double standard, or you muddy the water as the debit and the creditor.
Mm-hmm.
Your vote, you're just there for a vote. And we all know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have people that you must answer to that put you down that water authority, like a Desmond Brown did, ain't no way in the world you're gonna get in there and vote for something like a data center coming here we're gonna have to worry about how we're gonna handle the waste. We got to worry about we're currently in a drought, how we're gonna deal with the water supply, because we got the medical center, we got Pruitt Health Centers with all these senior centers, we got charter, we got Northside, we got all these hospitals, we got the schools, we got, not to mention before we get to the residents.
Mm-hmm.
At least as long as at where we're at right now, if we don't have another drop of water for the next 6 months, we'll still be fine.
Yeah, that's because of the water reserve tower that's over
well, not just the water reserve tower, but because that beautiful lake that we call James Looking Lake Senior out
Hmm.
at Amerson Water Treatment Plant.
Okay.
Because of that lake and the size of it and what we have in the system and these towers that you pointed out,
Hmm.
we're just fine. We don't need to put no more stress on our infrastructure other than water that is
Hmm.
going to be utilized at a slow consumption, not adding bulk industry that's not going to help lower the bill.
Hmm.
That's just not what I'm for.
Yeah. So, excuse me. What would be your proposals, like you said earlier about collections, right? And everyone paying their fair share that's using the water, like municipalities or commercial industries. You ensure that Macon Water Authority properly collects everything that it's owed to be able to keep running efficiently.
Yeah, well, we would have to take a look at some more software that we're using. This software that is an issue at Macon Water Authority that's called Kayenta. I don't know if it's the software or is it the users or is the people that's not trained, but what this has been is a nightmare for the
Mm-hmm.
Macon Water Authority over the past few years. We can, the board can, I can never get a clear answer that is working properly. It costs to use. Are there other softwares out there that can work efficiently to help us deal with billing? Now, once you get away from the software side, then there's the AMR meters. Whoever made the decision to fix to change out the residential meters first versus the commercial side, that just wasn't smart. We have commercial meters out here that are leaking. I'll show you the videos. We have them out here that are just wasting water, and yet we're not building them properly, and they can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to have the audacity to build the residential ratepayers properly, and put accurate billing on them, which isn't really accurate
Mm-hmm.
because by the time you take all the fees and stuff out, are we getting the proper readings from these meters? People have done their own tests.
Mm-hmm.
They have left home for vacation for 2 weeks. They have not washed clothes intentionally. Their water consumption have gone down, yet their bills still remain the same.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong with that.
Yes.
That's not right. That's the chairman elect. I'm gonna look into that. If I cut off the breakers at my house at this home
Mm-hmm.
and turn off all the surge protectors breakers that I got, that meter stops. I see it.
I actually saw a video of a guy who investigated, and I can't remember what state it was, but I saw a video. He investigated that. He would go outside and turn off his breaker. Wait, it came to find out he was doing this for years, and his bill did not change. It didn't accurately reflect. This should have been because you're being billed at a variable rate. It's consumption.
Right.
Come to find out, what he thought was his meter was not his meter reader.
See?
It was the other
And,
person's.
and when it comes to these new AMR meters, they have to change the battery. They're not fail proof by no means.
Mm-hmm.
But when a homeowner turn off all the water in their house, why is that meter spinning because there's a leak in their home, or is that meter spinning because this is an effective meter?
Mm-hmm.
Now we meet at the middle, sir. If the meter turns, but we can't call the homeowner a liar when
Mm-hmm.
their faucets are turned off. They got proof. There's no leaks under their home. The plumber doesn't sign off on it. Why does the meter still spin?
Mm-hmm.
We have to look into that,
Yeah.
and that's what people are doing. They're cutting off the water in their home, and they're looking at that meter, and it still moves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an elected board member to Macon Water Authority, the hierarchy is the ratepayer, then the chairman, then the board members, then the
Mm-hmm.
executive director, then the employees on down to, you know, whoever, right?
Mhm.
We are not Georgia Power. We're not a publicly traded corporation. We don't have bottom lines that we have to meet to satisfy the shareholders. We are the Macon Water Authority. Our only satisfaction that we get, other than doing right by employee and increase employee morale to work for us, is to satisfy you, the ratepayers. And like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if we make $30 million this year and only can profit 500,000, as long as we paid all the salaries, we provided good, clean drinking water, and took care of all the emergencies and whatever. That's a good year.
Mhm.
Because our goal shouldn't be to try to maximize and treat this like we're a publicly traded corporation. We're not.
Mhm.
We're a governmental body. We're a quasi-governmental body. That's who we are.
Yeah.
And so yes, sir. My goal for the bills is to do investigation on these meters to make sure that we are actually billing properly, and then to lower the rates. Um, we were wrong, in my opinion, as a board, to have a study done and compare it to Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, and all other surrounding counties, because let's just be real. Growing up in my time, man, we had a flourishing city of employers from Keebler's, Brown and Wilson, Kegels, you name it, man. You jobs growing up when I was coming up was Universe Corporation. We have, but even Georgia Power has closed down Key Street branch. Even so much has left this town that people are really struggling out here to pay their bills.
Mhm.
We was doing fine, being right there at that sweet spot. We didn't have to increase our rates.
Yeah.
David Lucas, that works for the financial investment firm that we hired, told me personally, "Oh, Macon Water Authority, right? Your numbers are good. You guys can handle the bond rate, the bonding we got." And that's why I led the charge last year to not approve a rate increase last fall, and we voted it down. What's the point?
Mhm.
Stop trying to raise these rates and start looking inward at these frivolous purchase card spending that was done.
Mhm.
Start looking at, are we properly billing?
Mhm.
Because, for example, you may have Georgia Power, that we know Georgia Power is on Key Street, but did you know that when you pull up this plat, this plat, this plat, it's not all tied together to Georgia Power, yet they own it?
Mhm.
We found examples like that. And so where we're billing for Key Street, we should have been billing for all these other ones as well. You see? But that's what I bring to in terms of the billing accuracy for the revenue.
Yeah.
And I would need the help of the board. Again, everything what I say I'm gonna do, I want you guys to understand it's contingent upon this right here. Don't risk it. Don't risk it. It's too much at stake. Your water bill is at stake.
When does early voting stop?
It ends May 15th.
Okay, and then May 19th is that Tuesday.
That's it. And we need for people from the projects to the subdivisions, from to the weekly hotel rooms. If you're a resident in Macon-Bibb County, even if you're in public housing, this race matters to you on the Macon Water Authority, I assure you. Um, just because you don't have a water bill, there are people surrounding you that does. And what affects one in Macon-Bibb? See, we need to keep this in our mind.
Mhm.
What affects my neighbor affects me.
Mhm.
What affects South Bibb affects North Macon. What affects East Macon affects West Macon. We got to
Mhm.
keep that in mind. And so vote, because your water bill is at stake. There are 3 names on that ballot that once we win May 19th, watch come January 2027, the results you see, because we will have 4 that are unquestionable for the people.
Excuse me, Desmond, I appreciate your time. Thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
being an advocate and educating folks in just doing this, because it does take a lot of resources to be able to educate people, know what's out there, listen to concerns, address those concerns, and just stand up for people in general.
That's
So
right.
thank you for doing that. If anybody wants to, find out more about policies and things that you have in mind, where do they need to go?
Oh, no, they can, I prefer them to call me. I'm the whistleblower. Call me. My phone number is 404-630-3546. I'll show up every time. Call me.
Hey, there y'all have it. This has been another episode of Bankedoutt Ballot. Make sure y'all go to the polls and cast your vote.
Vote. Your water bill is at stake.
Thank you, Desmond. I
Stay
appreciate
blessed.
that.
Thank you, brother.
Oh.